but yeah.
Exactly. And so we'll see what happens. Hello, everyone. Hello. Now, players, I've put something up at the top left-hand corner of
Yeah.
of the Roll20.
Okay.
Just because. So just to let you know, remember you're on a boat, but also to let you know that your character can hold their breath underwater for the number of seconds equal to their endurance. Okay. And it should say on your character sheet whether or not you will float or sink. So,
Where I was trying to find that. Where was that?
it's in the movement section, and it says movement, and right on the second row, right at the end, it says swim, and
Yes.
then it should say float or sink.
Oh no, mine just says swim 7.
All right. So Ulrich, can float in his armor, and that's it. He can't. It's so heavy he can't actually swim. Well, yours will have a movement on it, and
Yeah, it says swim 7. Yeah.
yeah, and I think Hengist actually had sink.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's plate armor.
he
Yeah.
he actually had swim, and then next to it it said sink. So he would have actually. Ulrich can float, but he can't swim because he's too heavy. But he can float, you know.
Tread water.
So
Yeah.
if you've got a movement there, then that's fine. That's how far you can actually move. So, hello everyone, welcome back. Yeah, this is Christmas falls on a Saturday this year, doesn't it? I'm sure.
Yay!
Yeah. So we won't be here next Saturday, and then the Saturday after that is New Year's Day, so we won't be here then either. But we will be back the Saturday after that.
I'm free Christmas.
Say again, sorry.
I'm free Christmas. Can't we play?
Hang on.
I'm not.
Hang on. Chugga saying that my
Mr. Pickles isn't his family time. Come on.
Family time.
Family
We all
time.
got families, Mr. Pickles.
I just choose to ignore mine over Christmas and play games.
Yeah, that's because you just have plenty to drink. And then
I give Lisa lots of sleeping tablets halfway through the day.
Hang on, Chugga just giving us a sound check. Oh, that's better. Apparently I was very quiet, so I've turned myself up. Yes, so yeah, family time it'll be. I will be streaming on Christmas Day, mainly because I'm doing stream every day in December. So yeah, so I'll be around, but yeah, we'll have a break and enjoy our families and Christmases if it's possible to enjoy those both in the same time. Yeah, just have plenty to drink. That'll be the best excuse. So yeah, so the party is on a ship. Thank you very much. Is on a ship, and we are sailing the 7 seas. And at the end of the last adventure, we actually did our endurance rolls to make sure. And I don't think anybody was seasick. Was that the case?
No.
Yeah,
We were all good.
I'm scrolling up.
You were all happily gained your sea legs, but it is quite a calm day to start off with. So
Bartleby actually got a critical there
Yes,
on his endurance.
Who did?
Bartleby.
No, oh, you're away. You'll be administering sea legs to everybody. That's a critical on endurance. I bet you wish you had that a little bit later on in the game, don't you? Rather on there. I forgot how many luck points I still had. I'll have a check in a second. So yeah, the party's on, and I'm going to put in the chat today, if you are familiar with Streamloots, we have some cards set up for the Mythras adventure that you can use. You can play the cards and it'll give various benefits to the players. Okay, if you do play a card, make sure that you put in the message which character or which player you want it to. effect. They're all positive. There's no negatives. And since it's Christmas, I'm going to put a coupon in the chat while the players are saying who they are and who they're playing tonight. And if you've got a Streamloots account, you can claim a chest free. And that free chest will have a card in it. So you can then play it throughout the game and support the players if you wish. And believe me, they're at sea. You know, this is when things can get a little bit dicey. So I will put the coupon in the chat, and while we're...
It's like a buffet or something?
Yeah.
Was that, no pun intended, a little bit dicey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, when I'm putting the coupon into the chat, I'll allow the players an opportunity to introduce themselves and who they will be playing tonight. And as always, we start with the wonderful live on cam this week, Mr. Pickles.
Can I just say, sorry, Mr. Pickles, your vocals in Worlds seem to be fading in and out.
They're fading in and out, thank you. Yes. I will see what I can do at my end. Thank you.
I thought that was my internet. I am Mr. Pickles, and I play Bartleby Fumus, who is our team's helper and healer. He does all sorts of things, like working for his goddess, Amriel, Light Moon Goddess. She gives him powers to put people back together, take poison out of them, give energy, give buffs. He's a protector. He has lots of protection spells. He can give a shimmering shield of light that can deflect attacks from people. He can also make it so our weapons are shining with the light of the moon, so they deal more damage, count as magical towards any unnatural enemies. Bartleby is not a fighter himself. He just does things to help other people. He has a lot of knowledge about healing, the history of the land. He knows a lot about monsters. He's learning more about poisons to supplement his healing abilities, so he can properly diagnose when our sorcerer has poisoned himself again. He is a friend of the guards in the town and a savior of the slums. So wherever he goes, he generally has a good response from most people, unless they want to kill him because he's healing their enemies, kind of thing. He's, as I said, not good in combat. So when he starts swinging his club, he often does negative damage because he's not that strong. He's not that coordinated either. He's just a social, friendly guy who helps people in the name of his goddess. And he can also play the lute, kind of. Not really. He's got mangled hands now, so it's not that good music. Anyways, we'll pass the mic on over to Captain Kangaroo.
Hey everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. I'm playing Cyrus Alias. He is the bad boy of the group, the jack of all trades, really the guy, the go-to guy to really save our asses every week. He's a member of the Order of the Phoenix, which plays a big role in this current story. They are a fiery bunch of sorcerers who like to cause destruction. For a good price, I assume. I don't know. He's also able to handle himself in a martial prowess as well. So both physical and magical combat. He's trying to really prove himself as someone that the people of the order can look up to, but at the same time, he's also looking, in his own pride as well, in order to take down the person we're looking for currently in the story. But I'll keep it as short as possible and pass the mic to Medevac.
Why, thank you. Hey everybody, I'm Medevac and I play Hazra Khan. He is a scout, tracker, hunter, forager. He wears light armor, which is in the form of quilted padded armor. Some say it looks like pajamas, but it's not. If you ever do see him with his top off, you will notice his left arm is black from hand all the way up to his shoulder. And that is through an unfortunate incident where he tried to save people's lives by grabbing a cursed stone in his eyes. He's part of what's called the Brotherhood, which keeps track of how people interact and change, and how with various areas and with nature in general, with the world in general. In fact, he's recently become a very good friend of the Dryads, who they met in the previous adventure. He spent weeks with them helping them gain a more trust of humans and that little bit of a pact with them as well. So there's the best of both worlds there where they can coexist in hopefulness. He's also got a very strong friendship with Basil, who's the local innkeep at the Hairy Hobgoblin, which are our frequented place, because I provide him with meats to eat, as I say every week, I think. So yes, I do forage and find food for him. He used to have a very strong distrust of magic, but with his time with this group, he's finally starting to learn more about the magic and things, and in himself has learned that he can do certain things. He has a jaguar tooth totem, a necklace that he has, and he's able to communicate or commune with it empathically. No speaking, just literally passion and emotions. Although he did have a strange dream while drinking some strange liquid that, yeah, let's not talk about that. And with that, I shall pass it on to Ulrich.
Yeah, right. I'm not too sure why I'm fading in and out. It might be because I'm moving my head, but am I still doing it?
No, you're fine now.
Oh, that's good. It has, I don't know if you noticed, but Zoom has sound suppression enabled, and it was on auto, so I just changed it to low. But anyway, let me know if it happens again, and I'll just leave and let you just get it.
It just did it again, sorry.
You can say again, Si. Is it doing it again?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but
It's fine, we'll do it by ourselves.
Is it happening on the
Yeah.
stream as well? Hang on, let me hear the stream.
It's almost like a wave.
What?
A wave as in coming in and out?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
All right, hang on a minute. Apparently I'm very quiet on the stream. I had to turn stream right up, but the others are really loud. Ah! Let's. Right. What's that
That's
like
good.
now?
That's good.
Yeah, but is it staying up there? I've got.
Keep talking.
I'll just keep talking.
Do a recap.
I'll do the recap. I've no worries, Remy. I appreciate the support. Or ignored me. My headset was turned down. So right, well, let me know if it keeps going up and down, and I can try to swap to another mic. If that...
it's fine. It was doing quite frequent. You're fine now.
Right, but be honest with me. I don't want to listen back to the recording and think, oh, that was absolutely rubbish. So anyway,
be on par with my stream.
Yeah. So the party, well, the top and bottom of the interaction is that Cyrus's protege, somebody who he invited into his order, into the order, the Red Order, the Order of the Phoenix, has gone AWOL. She has nicked the guild's book that contains all the spells. She definitely has a thirst for power, and has assaulted the lead mage in the guild, and has made off with her partner in crime that the players just know as a man who was dressed in black, and that's all they've got about them. Goshawk, who is Cyrus's mentor, sent the young and the feeble, the initiates of the order, the young mages, to follow Melanie and the guy in black, and they came back very injured, three of them actually died, and so there was a real issue, and whether or not Cyrus actually agrees with Goshawk's manipulation and standards, It's safe to say Bartleby was not impressed from beginning to end and what was actually happening. Anyway, the party found out through Goshawk that Melanie and the guy in black had left Lindo for a village that is, or town, a hamlet that is northeast of Lindo via boat, via a ship, and they were on the way to a place called Windvine. The party went down to the docks and gained passage on a ship. And at the same time, I think you helped. Did you help a pregnant woman and her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Azra and I paid for their passage.
And she was pregnant, and there was no room on the ship for them. And
Very Christmassy.
Yet you decided to take them on board, and you might see there's a slight
with our myrrh and gold.
yeah, who brought the frankincense?
Yeah. Ulterior motive was victims instead of us.
Yeah. Cannon fodder. I think that was what it was. So anyway, they've got on the ship, and at the end of the last adventure, we checked to see whether or not any of them were seasick, and none of them were. And so we're set sail for Windvine. Now, just to remind you of the layout of the ship. So this is the central deck, and this lie above the two shaded parts. So if you were to, you could actually go onto the ship a bit like that, if that makes sense. That's the top deck. And then these are cabins underneath. And as you can see, it's not a spacious ship. If you remember what the Seacrest is coming, it gains animal products. It harvests animal products at Windvine, travels to Lindo, and then it goes back virtually empty, save for some spices, some cloth, and of course you as passengers paying the way. You are expected to sleep in a shared bunk room. It's actually this one here. Okay, that is where you're expected to sleep. And you will notice that this is a thoroughfare through the ship. This here is the captain's, okay, and his private chambers there. And this seems to be for the rest of the crew. So you actually have the spacious bit compared to them. And then the cabins up here are, this one here is like food prep, etc. And this one here is storage and carrying products, etc. You set off, and I've put up at the top left-hand side, as I said, you can hold your breath if you go overboard for a number of seconds equal to your endurance. Remember that a combat round, so yeah, a round, so you have several turns in there, is 5 seconds long. So you can judge how long, you know, we normally have about 3 rounds of combat. So that would be like 15 seconds. Okay, the only other thing to say is that the journey is going to take some time. And what I've done is that I've split the journey up into 4 parts. And what's going to happen, at each part, you have an option to give an action what you would like to do. That will be after I tell you what the captain has decided to do. So the captain might say, we're sailing for the next part, okay? He might say, we've had damage to the ship. We need to actually go to one side and go to the shore for a turn or something like that. It can be various activities. So the captain will tell you what they're doing for each of the 4 parts. You can then say what each of your characters would like to do. And then you will take it in turns to roll a 1d6 for me. Okay, and for each of the parts, I have 6 random things that can happen. So it'll be totally up to you which one you get. Some of them are combat related, some of them are ship related, some of them are conversations with the sailors related. So they're all different. But I just want to say at this point, I'm not choosing, you are. So you'll roll a 1d6. Obviously, Ulrich can have a 1d6 as well, and you can tell me when you want me to roll for Ulrich's at that point. Just to remind you also that unless you state otherwise, I'm assuming you will have on your body what you normally carry in your loadouts on your character sheets. So if there's anything that you don't want to have on your person during the ship journey, then make sure that it's crossed off or you've made a note about what you're having and what you're not having. Okay. Is that clear to everybody? Anybody got any questions?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Although I want to take these 100 lead ball bearings out of my pants.
Leave your lead shodded boots at home. Okay then.
Looks so fashionable.
Yeah. So the first quarter is going to take several, nearly a couple of weeks to actually sail there if the wind is behind you. If not, there'll be some serious tacking going on and it'll take you a little bit longer. So the first quarter will be sailing. So everybody will be on the ship. You are not expected to do any jobs. You're not expected to be part of the crew unless you specifically want to. Remember, there is a skill, I think it's in standard skill, called boating, which is the skill that you would be using if you wish to participate, or if something happens and you quickly need to do something, so I don't know, if somebody has to take control of the tiller, then it's your boating skill, which I probably imagine not many of you have invested points in. Unless...
Oh, it's 77%. Wow.
No.
Cyrus is a really good boater.
You've been seeing it.
No, mage on the water.
You're joking. Cyrus got 77. Okay, then.
That's why I can't read.
Yeah.
So much time on the boats, really raking in the ropes.
Okay, then. So the first major question is, who's going to roll the first 1d6, and what do you each want to be doing within the first quarter?
I elect our sorcerer to be the first one to roll.
So Cyrus, you're going to roll the first d6, yeah?
You start us off with some good luck, some wild magic.
Do you know, that's the one good system I enjoyed in 5th edition. Wild magic, isn't it? Sorcerers.
We're having so much fun with that at the moment. Yeah.
Is it
like,
sorcerers?
Oh my god! Every time you lie, your nose grows bigger.
Yeah.
He's turned into a tree.
I thought that was brilliant. Okay, then, Cyrus, roll a 1d6.
Rolling the 1d6.
Oh. Wow.
Naturally.
I didn't expect that one to come out straight away.
Sea Dragon.
I did. I think Roll20 was listening for this one. Let's make it interesting for everybody.
Okay, then. So what would you all like to do, if anything, during the first quarter?
Hazara would like to maybe chat with a sailor about the fishing. If they've got, if he finds somebody who's got a moment, because you know how Hazara is with game and food and whatnot. And I think that he'd like to just, see if any good fish and how is it possible to catch fish in such a huge, vast amount of water, and see what we can learn.
Nice. So I'm assuming you don't have craft fishing, yeah?
No, I don't know. It's completely new. It's just something you'd be interested to find, with survival skill.
Okay, then. So yeah, they'll start teaching you that, and they'll show you their fishing equipment, what they use, and it's something that they use a lot because often it's a lot easier to catch their food rather than carrying it, across. So they can they can lead you through how to actually do it. The crafting skill is okay. Yeah, so it'll be something that at the end of the adventure, Hazra, if you wish to invest points in a new skill, then you will be able to gain that skill because you've had this.
Basics taught.
Yeah, basics. You do get involved in a range of quite tall stories as they're teaching.
It was this big.
There's talks about them catching fish that are bigger than boats. And there's also talk of what they call a swordfish, and that actually has a long snout that is razor sharp. And they tell you about boats that the swordfish has punctured, beneath the waterline and sunk ships just by its attack. And they sort of like joke with you and sort of like say, let's hope your bait doesn't attract a swordfish. There's also talk of giant sea serpents and giant squids that can rise up from the depth of the water of the ocean and wrap their tentacles around ships and crush them and break them to bits. And Hazra, you get quite concerned about this.
Yeah, you can see Hazra's face, like the concern, the ooh, and the awe, and the ooh.
Yeah.
I'm trapped on here, and these things. How often do these things happen?
Yeah, and they sort of like. There's a wonderful story that they talk about sea sirens that approach the ship and lull you with sweet sounds, sweet lullabies, and they hypnotize you and make you walk off the boat just to be embraced by them and taken down to the bottom of the ocean where you drown, and they feed and devour your flesh down there.
Why would the woman do a thing do this? It's crazy.
Yeah,
the sea is such a dangerous place.
What one of them sort of like says to you, well, you don't know my wife, I tell you. What she gets around you, do you? You'll wish you were dead. She just saps you of all your strength and money and everything, I tell you. Be careful. And somebody else sort of like laughs at him and say, yeah, we all know about your maid, but oh yes, she was well known before she came into my village and became my wife. And somebody says, oh yes, well, we still see her now. And everybody laughs, and there's an exchange of water. And the captain sort of like
laughing on the back, and
captain sort of like comes and says, get to your work, gents, please. And then that's it. So so Hazra spends his time being told about sea serpents, and
I just think we're pickles down.
Yeah, and has he turned his camera off already?
No, Mr. Pickles, no.
Is Mr. Pickles still there, or has he gone? Oh, he's typing in the chat.
Oh, here we go.
Having slight internet issues. Oh dear. Cyrus, what would you like to do? If anything, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that he would be doing with his time besides drinking, which would make him more sick.
You can look for alcohol on board.
That's probably what he would be doing.
Yeah.
Make time go back faster. Oh, Someone's back.
Oh, yay! He's back. We can see your hands.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he'd probably be searching for alcohol. So is that like a perception check? You said the food storage is in the front of the boat, right?
Yeah, it's the kitchens here, so you can make your way there, and there's a burly guy there who seems to be shirtless up at the top.
Oh, right.
But don't worry, he's got an apron on and he's got breeches underneath, and he seems to be there seems to be a various pots on very closed area fires that are sort of like within almost like steel containers or metal containers, so they don't actually set the ship on fire. And there's various salted meats and some what appears to be some fresh vegetables, maybe turnips and the odd carrot bobbing around. The first thing that you do notice in this is that it's extremely hot. There is no sort of like portholes on the side of the ship here, and there seems to be that smell of damp stew and animals in the air. And he sort of like sees you come in, and he sort of like lifts up his cleaver and lets it goes down on a piece of salted meat, and he sort of like looks at you and says, "This is no place for passengers here."
Sorry, sir. Sorry. Just gosh, being out in the salt waters makes me so parched. Do you happen to have anything that might quench a little man's thirst?
Yeah, roll your influence. Let's see how you get on.
Influential, I am. Did I press it? All right.
Do you wish to use a point of luck?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
He sort of like looks at you and says, "There'll be plenty of water out on deck. Ask one of the sailors to give you a ladle full."
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, and shut the door on the way out, will you?
Sure. I just walk out. I don't shut the door.
I thought that might be the...
Yeah.
Yeah, and you sort of like walk right away, then all of a sudden you hear a bang as the door gets slammed behind you. Bartleby, what would you like to do?
Two things. Bartleby would want to help out in the kitchen if he can. He's not a cook, but it's sort of the one thing he thinks he might be able to help with. But then, since that's not like an all day thing, I imagine Bartleby would also go to the other passengers, particularly the couple we helped pay to get on. It's not his first choice, but he'd like to help if there's any way he can to keep people's seasickness down, in particular, probably the pregnant lady.
Okay, then. So let's go to pregnant lady and husband first, since Cyrus has been to the cook, and then we can put your exploits with the cook to a later quarter. So yeah, you go in and you notice that both the woman and the guy are out on deck. They're sort of like sat down, propped up by the side of the ship. He seems very protective of her. He keeps sort of like making sure that she's warm, and she is struggling. You do suddenly think that you've seen women with child before, and she's either carrying quite a few in there, or it's very close to Labor Day or birthday. Yeah, so you can go over. What would you like to say to them?
You'd probably say something like, "Greetings, travelers. I hope the sea is treating you well today."
And the man looks up. And he sort of like looks at you. He says, As fair as it can be, my lord.
Oh, I'm no lord. I'm just a mere acolyte of the church. Um, if you need any assistance, my church has taught me the ways of keeping people from being ill, particularly on ships, but anywhere even.
Pregnancy is not an ailment, kind sir, but thank you. We are quite fine at the moment, although if the sea does get slightly rough, I can imagine that there'll be more people who actually need your assistance.
That's more of what I was talking about. I can't do much with pregnancies, or at least not yet. Church hasn't. But yeah, if you were getting seasick, I'm the guy to help.
The woman sort of like looks up, and she sort of looks at you and says, "Pray, acolyte, come and sit with us. Tell us of your religion."
Why, certainly.
Sure.
Bartleby will get very enthusiastic and start talking about the origins of the church, particularly Amriel and Maroth, and the story of Maroth protecting Amriel. And
Okay, roll your oratory skill.
yes,
Let's see.
is it going to be bad?
Are you looking at?
No, I'm going to keep it because I think Bartleby might be just very enthusiastic at the because nobody asks him to talk about his religions. This might be a first.
And you sort of like blabble on, and then you suddenly notice that the woman has nodded off, and she's sort of like asleep on her husband's shoulder, and you sort of like, and the guy sort of like puts his hand up to you and says, "I'm sorry, Lord, do you mind leaving us? She is asleep now. Thank you for your very in-depth and detailed, sermon."
I don't mind at all. You can thank me later for the sleep prayer, and I'll meander off and try and nurse my ego.
Okay, then. So as one of the days comes to an end, you hear the cry for general quarters on the boat, and you come up on deck and you notice that ahead of you, stretching from the shore out into sea, there appears to be rather heavy, dark, black clouds rolling in towards you. The captain sort of like orders things to be strapped down, tied down, and he orders you into the cabin. And he says, you need to stay in the cabin. There is a storm up ahead. We only need the strong and the capable on deck.
I'll look at Ulrich, and I'll like, good luck, buddy. And I'll just walk downstairs.
Yeah, and Ulrich sort of like nods and turns around to the captain and says, "I will be of great help here." And we'll put Cyrus then into... You'll be pleased to know that the guy and the lady, the pregnant lady, accompanies you. And the guy the lady looks up to you and says, I am honored that you will be in here to protect us. We feel a lot safer with a man of your prowess in here.
Sorry, do I know you?
Only from being on the ship together. Your colleague was saying great things about you and how you have saved them on several times before. They even mentioned how selfish you were with your life in your attempt to protect them.
Yeah, I definitely heed the call to be a hero every once in a while, and I understand. You know, it's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to sometimes make.
You are so brave so brave and so many sacrifices that you've made. And she goes on regaling you with positives and how the group is so lucky to have you. And she goes on, and the guy seems to just be nodding at appropriate points and agreeing. Hazra and Bartleby, what's going to be your plan as the storm rolls in?
I'm not strong or capable of boating stuff, so I'm going to go where I'm not in the way, which would be in the cabins.
It'll be in the west side. Oh,
The cabins?
Yeah, you're going to join Cyrus and the other crew, the other passengers. Yeah, Hazra.
I'm going to. As will approach the captain before things do get wild. You know, I'm not strong, but I'm quite agile. Would you need me to do anything to help, perhaps?
Yeah, the captain seems really keen on this and says, "We are your strength and agility will be well matched in the coming storm. Please, your help would be required. We will shout orders. I apologize if I come across blunt or to the point, but it is the way that we survive these storms."
I understand, Captain. You shout, I do.
Yes, and one of the sailors comes up to both you and Ulrich and almost like manhandles you both, and they tie a piece of rope round your middles. That separate ropes, you're not tied together. And the toothless sailor says, "If we get in heavy storms, make sure you lash yourself to something that's not going to fall off."
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to lash myself, the captain.
Yes. And you sort of like take on board what they're saying. And as the storm hits, as the dark clouds appear, the winds elevate, they get stronger, and the boat starts to pitch from side to side. The other thing that you notice is that the storm is bringing in waves almost like diagonally towards the shore, and the captain is steering the ship. So it's actually going into the waves head on to prevent it capsizing. And within the hour, Hazra and Ulrich, the rain is starting to lash down. It doesn't even seem to start gently. It seems to be just dark and windy at one point. And then all of a sudden the heavens opened and this tremendous rain just starts to plummet. And sort of like it quickly wets you, the deck, and everything. And the captain is shouting out orders, and you sort of like do the best that you can as you're going backwards and forwards. So the first thing that we need to check on are the passengers inside. So you are in a cabin. And of course, you have the portholes are closed, so you have no point of reference to assure your brain that you're not feeling rather ill. So Cyrus and Bartleby, you need to roll your endurance check for me, please. But it's going to be a hard roll to keep your stomachs from pouring out. Hazro and Ulrich, we're all right because we have that point of reference at the moment. Okay, so luckily there's a bucket in, and you can take. I presume neither of you are going to use luck. You would have to re-roll it again. So are you using luck or not?
No, it's either this or rehab. So
okay,
well
yeah. So you'll take it in turns with the bucket to throw up your limited amount of food. And what we need to do, Ulrich and Hazra, we don't need to make a endurance roll, but we do need to roll, please, an athletics or acrobatics. So it depends which one you have. I think we'll both be athletics. I think there's only Cyrus that has acrobatics. So we need to.
He's a wheeler's ninja.
Oh yeah, you're all right. It's just a standard roll. So you managed to keep your foothold, and you seem to be coping with the whole storm really well, Hazra. You're keeping your balance despite the wet deck. Ulrich is less so fortunate, and he's sort of like slipping and falling. And as the boat rolls to one side, he's sliding down it and sort of like hitting the edges, and the captain sort of like shouts to him and says, "Get into a corner," and Ulrich maneuvers himself so he's sort of like here as the storm hits. Okay then, so as the storm hits, there are some options that you can actually do. It's only going to be Hazra and Ulrich that can do this. Okay, the Cyrus and Bartleby, you're busy throwing up. So while you're seasick, all your rolls, just to let you know, will be hard. Okay, until the storm has stopped and you stop being sick. Okay, so Hazra, I'll give you the choice of what you wish to do at this point. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but you will see it happening. So as the storm hits, there's huge crashes of waves that are sort of like washing over the bow of the ship. And the order is given to lash yourselves onto something, which you have plenty of time, and you probably just go to the mast, which is here. And, Ulrich's in the corner.
Lash myself to Ahab style.
Yes, yeah. The captain's latched onto this steering wheel here. And you do, however, Hazra notice something just down to the side here. Okay, I'll just draw on a little cross so you can see whereabouts. There appears to be a younger sailor, probably early teens, late 20s, and he's fumbling with his trying to get it attached. And you can see that you're attached to the mast.
I was going to say, am I already attached?
You're already attached. You're safe,
right.
But you can see that he's fumbling quite frantically. You can see that he's got that.
As soon as I see that, Hazra will release his hold on the mast, and he'll quickly, as fast as he can, slide. How high are the rails here? Are they sort of waist height?
Yeah, they're about up to the waist. You'll be able to strap onto that if you wish. Right.
Are the holes between them, or is it a solid wall as such, and then the little pole things?
So it's just like a wall, and then the
rails.
rack has the where, say, the oars or something might be put on.
So what I'll do, so I don't go over, I will run and slide to him if possible, and then quickly attach myself and help him attach himself.
Okay then. I think you have
exciting.
I think you have a skill called selfless
protector.
Yeah.
Do
you have that?
I do.
Yeah. Okay then. Roll away.
You want me to just roll that?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You might just have to roll.
Do you know what? Hazra has it in his blood. He doesn't want to see this young man go over. He's going to use a point of luck, and he's going to re-roll that.
Okay, now
because he can do it.
At this point, just before you roll it, I would just like to remind the people watching there is a free code for the Mythras chest. So you won't have to pay anything.
My chest.
But in that chest might be a card. And there are some lovely cards in there that will help the party greatly. They're all called Divine Protection. And there's things like an auto success, a lucky break, swap round, divine blessing, or getting easier. So if anybody in the chat has got a Streamloots account, then that is free. It will not cost you anything. So yeah, go for it, Mr. Hazra. Well,
I'm just going to log onto my Streamloots account. 1 second.
yeah.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Selfless protection round 2.
I can do it. Yes, I can.
You certainly can, and you unhitch yourself, and you start to move, and the ship rocks, but you lose your footing, but luck seems to be on your side, and you make a glide, on the floor across the watery deck, and sort of like hit the young sailor straight on, and then you start lashing. Are you lashing him and you to the
Yes, indeed. So something, yes. I want to make sure he's secure. If he's struggling with his own tie on.
Yeah.
Tie.
And so roll your brawn skill for me. Yeah, you quickly lash yourself to him, and very luckily at that point the waves crash over the far side and cascade down over you as you come across, and they sort of like hit you and sort of like take you and sort of like push you against the railings of the ship. But it's quite clear that if you had not got there, he would have been over. Now I'm going to ask you next. You have the option. This wave is knocking some sailors off. Okay, so you do have the option to try to reach out and grab one as it comes out. Ulrich has the say. So
as long as it's fairly safe, I will do. Yes.
Yeah.
He's tied on. We're both secure.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You're tied on. It's just as if the sailor comes back past you. You
God,
manage to grab hold of his leg or his arm as he goes from his went back.
Yeah, who wouldn't? Hazard's instinct is just yeah.
Just
he would.
grab. So
grab.
it's going to be a brawn
Anything.
roll, but you can actually augment it with your selfless protector. So you can augment it, so 20%, so double your crit chance.
My augment button's gone.
Do you need to click on your token?
I do. And my skill level is 56. I should have done my head before. 12%, that's amazing. Math. So brawn with 12. So as somebody goes past, I will lunge for them, grabbing at anything I can. So clothing, anything.
Yeah, and as they go, that's interesting because 57 would have failed.
Yes, it would.
But due to your selfless protection passion, you grab hold of something and it slips a bit in the salty brine, but you're determined and sort of like grab hold of it. Ulrich's going to try to grab one as he comes back as well, and he sadly doesn't grab it, but he is going to use a point of luck just to do it again, since he seems to be quite keen. Oh,
He's your free luck pool, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm just. He is. Yeah. I just get it. And look at that. He fumbles a bit, but then actually manages to grab hold of him. And
If Hazra notices this, he will nod appreciatively at this.
okay, so yeah, so there is the possibility of 3 sailors, a 1d3 sailors being knocked overboard. So I'm just rolling. Oh, that's cool. So if it's less than 2, you've actually got them all. Between you and Ulrich, you've managed to grab hold of the sailors that are going overboard. Meanwhile, back in the vomiting room, as you're taking in turns in the bucket, and Bartleby, you hear the woman scream in pain. She seems to be clutching her pregnant mound, and you can see that she's her body's contracting over it, and she lets out a scream, and then she says, "It's coming! I think it's coming!"
I was not trained for this. I took none of the fertility courses at the Church of Amriel. It's always the things I don't study, laying the dead to rest, and then we have all the dead bodies.
No midwife 101 course.
Midwifery, it's got that.
Yeah.
They have that, and there's a miracle I can use or potentially learn to make it so people will get pregnant.
Oh,
no, don't laugh, Inwils. You're the one who chose that miracle for my church.
Sorry, just by walking down the street.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's
hey,
like
you're gonna get pregnant. It's usually a whole bunch of men like, fuck, how's this gonna get out?
It's called Niagara.
I think if I cast on men, it just makes sure that the next person they have sex with will get pregnant.
Yeah, you're literally the number one fucking enemy for all of mankind if you did that.
Yeah.
Please tell me what this miracle is called.
God. It's called
I think
population
it's spelled
boom.
like this. No idea how to pronounce it. It's going to sound like a swear if I say it.
Viagarosa?
But that's one of the initiate level. It's not even like I have to be an acolyte or a priest or a high priest. That's just that's common priest and priestess of Amriel.
Yeah, so it says...
Fecundity.
It actually, I'm not going to. Fecundity. It
Fecundity,
says, when cast on a person or creature, will, depending on
creature.
its sex, ensures it will bear or sire offspring the next time it performs a reproductive act.
Plains goatmen.
So it's provided the miracle is maintained for the full term of the gestational pregnancy, the prodigy will be born healthy. So you've actually got to do it for the whole of the pregnancy. So your hands would be quite tied up for it, but it is possible to do. Yeah. So what would you like to do, Bartleby? Or Hazra,
No, I'm outside saving.
No, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Or Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Cyrus. I was like,
Cyrus, you can go for hot water if you wish.
not think I'm going to be any help.
Let's see what Hazra's going. Let's see what Bartleby's going to do first.
Bartleby's going to do his best to hold his puke in, and I guess the best thing I can think of is he'd grab his healing kit and try and use whatever obscure knowledge he's learned from hearing about this to try and help her give birth.
Yeah, and so you sort of like
just push it back in.
Yeah, you go.
Lore poison.
Fold your legs. So you sort of like come rushing across. You notice that the guy's also saying, "Help her, please, please help her." And she's going, "Oh, Cyrus, what would you like to do?"
I like to lend some support to my friend Bartleby. Walk by him, slap him on the back, say, "You got this." Look down at the mess that's obviously be protruding out of her, and then vomit back in my bucket and walk away.
Okay then, and you sort of like there's nothing seen at the moment, but you get there, Cyrus, and turn away and go back to your bucket, and the guy sort of like says to you, help her. So you sort of like bend down and sort of like check your Kit, not really knowing what you're going to do or anything at this stage.
Because the healing skill wouldn't really apply here.
What's your 14?
My 14, right in the right arm.
Okay.
I swear if the baby breaks off my right arm, we're on a boat.
So I just need to find how much a glaive does. I'm joking. It would be funny. But no. Okay then. So
Projectile baby.
you bend down to sort of like see what's happening, and you suddenly feel a blade go into your right arm, was it? And
Yeah.
it's like you sort of like come down and you sort of like busy yourself, and all of a sudden you just feel this 5 points of damage go into your right arm at that point. How healthy are you?
With my fur armor on, that would bring me down to a -1.
-1. Okay, then. So you need to.
Is that an endurance check?
Yes, you do. So you're technically, you're seriously wounded at the moment, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you need a endurance check, and you're opposing my attack roll, which is actually 56.
Ouch.
Hang on. Versus the original attack. Yeah. So my attack wins. And so you notice that the dagger goes into you. Roll a 1d3.
1.
Okay, so you cannot attack or start to cast spells for the next turn. Okay, so the first round of combat, you won't have be able to do anything. Your limb is useless. You can't do anything. If you had anything in your hand, it's dropped. But that's
I can't like swing my warhammer or anything.
You can't make any attack. Yeah.
Oh no.
Cyrus, you turn around and go back to your bucket. Where's your 18?
Oh, my 18. Oh, sorry. It is
Left arm.
left arm, yeah.
Yeah. And as you go over your bucket and bend over it, you suddenly feel a sharp pain into your arm. It does 5 points of damage. I'm doing well with my dice rolls today.
I know, Jesus.
Arm killed, arm haters.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help here. Why is the baby stabbing us?
Yeah, this is a very ferocious baby. I'm gonna push it right back in.
Baby comes from the Thieves Guild, technically.
I know. What?
How many?
I'm at 1 HP.
1 HP, 1 positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 positive. Yeah.
Wow, you must be.
I'm HP positive.
And you sort of like stagger back. You're probably on your butt, Bartleby, and you sort of like stagger back, holding your arm, thinking, "I was only trying to help. I was only trying to help." And you notice, Cyrus, that when you feel this pain in your arm, there's a dagger, and you look round. And behind you can see that the man lobbed it, and you can see that he has another weapon, another dagger drawn. You think he probably had 2 in his hands, and he's throwing them quick style. And Bartleby, you sort of like push your way back, and the woman lifts up her tunic, and what can only be described as a stuffed sack falls away on the floor. And at that point, she she grins as she sees your arm being held lifeless to the side, and she turns to you and she says, Sniffer and Melanie send their love, not that you're going to have time to see it. And we
Bum bum bum.
and we
She's gonna need stitches. Sorry, go on.
what was that? Sorry.
Oh, that's it. No, sorry.
Sniffer loves me.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I thought I called that,
Very
but I was
uncharacteristic of him.
wrong. Sorry.
What did you think you heard?
I thought it was Melanie and her compatriot
Oh
in
yes.
disguise. Because of
I
what
think
she
I would have
said.
recognized Melanie.
Because of what she said. But this is out of character. I didn't take this any further because it's out of character. Because of what she said to Cyrus.
What'd you say to me?
she was buttering
how
you up.
awesome
Nobody's
you are.
nice to Cyrus.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Why?
Obviously, Cyrus is phenomenal. Like, what are you guys talking about?
How
I
you
don't...
saved us all the time. I thought that's cool.
Okay then. So let's have
Sorry.
Wow, that's a larger assassin.
let's have some initiative rolls.
Ooh, buddy.
Cyrus, Hazra and Ulrich, we will decide what happens once you've been summoned or anything like that. We'll know.
I could say
what-
we know nothing. We are
Yeah.
saving lives.
You're saving lives when the people within have taken advantage of just having two.
Cyrus
Damn it.
will save us. He saves them all the time. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Cyrus is the king. He's good at things like this. Here we go. So the assassins are going to go first on 19. The woman in front of you that you're backing away with, the dagger is probably still in your arm, Bartleby, and she draws a weapon using her action, and she reaches inside and draws out what appears to be almost a slightly curved short dagger. It's definitely not a throwing dagger, but there's definitely a as it comes out of this sheath that appears to be at her back. So it was probably stored in the nape of her back, and just in that part, and she sort of like draws it out sideways. The one at you, Cyrus, he chucks his second knife at you. Oh, sorry. It says unarmed, but it's the same skill. And yeah, he sort of like flicks it out, but it flies.
It
past.
hits his wife instead, right? No.
Yeah. He sort of goes, and it comes back, but you almost maybe see it coming or something, and you turn slightly, and it goes ba-dang, into the wall. Cyrus, you're up.
All right. My glaive's smaller than it needs to be. So, would I have my glaive on me or no?
You probably need to draw it.
Yeah, I'll
because-
draw at least. That makes sense. I obviously we're like I'm just walking around like, hey, you're having a baby.
Yeah,
Congrats.
and plus you were puking in a bucket.
Yeah,
so-
no, I just want to see. I don't know if I had it on me or not. I was going to use that. Let that be on.
You could
what you would
actually,
suggest.
if you wish, chuck the bucket.
Yeah. Fuck this guy. Yeah.
Imagine what I'm like
gonna-
as a player. I'm your worst.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but-
I'm gonna throw my slosh, my filled up bucket at this man's face.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're chucking the bucket as well, rather than just a slosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm,
roll your unarmed combat.
Ooh.
It reminds me of Bartleby in a certain inn while playing Lioness.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I was just throwing everything.
Good
Cats,
grief.
mugs of beer.
What's your unarmed combat is 67. Yeah, so you sort of
Ninja.
like lob this thing towards him, he quite naturally is going to use one of his action points to try to evade it and get out the way.
Fuck
yes,
this.
yeah. You sort of like lob it, and it's coming straight to his face. And at the last moment, he just sort of like dives to one side, and he is prone now. But he misses him, and the bucket sort of like hits against the wall, and your puke sort of like splashes.
Does it hit her too?
It doesn't. The bucket.
Vomit?
Well, it probably hits everybody in this small room. Everybody's got a bit of your puke on them. The odd diced carrot just lurking, and there's that awful sicky smell.
Yeah. It's
Great.
like rolling into that open wound.
Yeah, yeah. A bit sort of like hits your arm, Bartleby. And this is the turn that you can't do anything unless you can parry or evade if you wish, but there's nothing actually coming. Do you want to do something?
I do have a question if I can do this. I know I can't cast spells or use my Warhammer or my Great Spear, but would I be able to move to the door and
Where did you get all these weapons from?
They're in my mind since I have no weapons.
It's a Swiss Army Bartleby.
Yeah. Well,
anyways, I'm not going to draw my scimitar. I'm going to try and go to the door if I can to open it and let out a call for help into the loud storm.
Yeah, you sort of like push your way here, and you probably start from the door as she draws her dagger, and you can use a free action at that point to scream out. Hazra,
help!
Hazra, can you now roll, please, your initiative?
Oh.
Don't forget to click yourself.
Click my little door. Click.
Okay, let me just...
Oh, but I clicked myself.
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, there. All right, okay.
And
I'm going to, if I hear a shout about the sirens!
Yeah. Yeah, you hear a high-pitched voice.
A girl's voice screaming.
A girl's voice from the back. Okay, then. So we're going into turn 2. Hazra, you hear this over the cry, the storm.
What's actually? Sorry, what was actually said?
Help!
Jesus.
Help me, everyone! Am I only help?
So Bartleby is actually on the floor.
Okay, right, I can see him, can I?
Yeah, and he's protecting his arm.
Okay. Just to get me in the scene, I'm still holding on to this one sailor that was almost going to go overboard. Is he now safe?
Yeah, but you are attached as well, so you're going to
I
have
was going to say, I'm still attached anyway, but if I need to release myself. As my action, would it be possible to attach this sailor I'm holding by his clothing to my line, which is then tethered to the boy, which is tethered to the...
He is actually safe against the railing
Is he?
now.
Right.
He's safe, so just assume that he's attached.
Right.
But you are attached to the railing as well. So
which I will unattach myself in that case and hear him Bartleby's manly scream.
Unattach yourself, and the assassins go next. So the one that you threw your bucket at, Cyrus. Do you know?
Brilliant move.
If that had hit, I would have, I didn't mind my evade. And do you want to know the interesting thing about that evade? Nobody asked me to roll it again.
I was thinking about it, but I don't want to give you more stuff because then you're going to re-roll one of my things.
But because you've not asked us to re-roll ours again, it's a quid pro quo.
No, but that's going to change. Okay, so he ducks out the way of your puke chuck, and everybody's got puke on them now, but he uses his action to stand up. Cyrus, you're up next.
All right. I'm going to take out my glaive and really, really clench onto it because I'm about to beat the freaking
Yeah, so
out of this.
so you've got your glaive in your hand now, so you can move into combat if you wish.
Okay. I'm going for battle dance my way to kicking this guy's ass.
Okay
with my
then.
glaive.
So the first thing you need to roll for me is your acrobatics. This is not taking an action. This is because the boat is tipping backwards and forwards, and you're going into combat. It's whether or not you actually maintain your balance.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna use a point of luck. I need to re-roll this. I don't want to get
Okay.
hit by this guy. Only get one time to impress somebody, right?
I mean, they're gonna die in a bit, so if
Damn
you
it!
impress them, it won't really help.
What, did you get exactly the same roll?
No, there's 3 points
Three
better.
left.
Yeah, so you pick up your glaive, and this guy sort of like gets up, and his back's up against the wall, and you approach him. And as you move towards him, the boat suddenly tips in that direction. Your foot lands on a bit of bile from your stomach that's on the floor, and you go thump, bang, and sort of like you are now prone in front of him. Okay, and Bartleby. Oh, so hang on, yeah. So my girl, the other assassin, you're in the doorway, so she's going to try to move to you, in order to stab you, Bartleby. So she needs to make her athletics roll first, just as Cyrus did.
Ooh.
And she sort of like makes her way to you, but at the last moment there's sort of a pitch in the ship, and she lands. She falls and lands prone on the ground next to you. Yeah, Bartleby, what would you like to do? Oh no, sorry.
I would like to request.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That was wrong, wasn't it? Did she have a... Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, guy dodged the puke and then tried to. Wait, what did he try to do to Cyrus there with his action?
Yeah, so
He
the
failed.
first assassin got up, and then...
That's right.
Yeah, so that was his action, but this woman hadn't had an action, so that, yeah, I'm right. Okay, so she moves off, but she's now prone on the floor, and Bartleby, you're up on 15.
Just a quick question, even though it's not my favorite. With the critical evade, you still fall prone? I'm just curious, and not that I really want him to not be prone.
I think...
Is it acrobatics is the only one that doesn't leave you prone when you use it to dodge?
Yeah, I think even if...
Athletics is the one that... No, you're right. Acrobatics, yeah.
Acrobatics. And I think no matter... If you fail, you get hit. But it's a good question. I like questions like this. Let me just check. We'll play that he's prone in any case, because I don't want to kill anybody. But
That's fair. I would like to request, in my turn, now that I can cast spells, yeah?
yes, you can. Yeah.
I would like to request 5 cc's of protection from Amriel. This is the miracle I'd like to request, and here is my roll.
Yeah, just so you know, so I'm reading the rules. If a defender wins damage is completely avoided, whatever the result, the evasion gambit leaves the defender prone, usually requiring him. So if you win, you take no damage. And that's the important bit. Yeah. Sorry. Hang on. Oh yes, exalt. Yeah. Okay. So how many? That's 11 points, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
to
Amriel
all your
likes me.
locations, I think.
Yes, but it does not stack, so it's just a solid 11, not a 12.
Yeah. Okay. At that point. So you managed to get out a spell cast. And just as and you think you're lucky to get this just because the girl fell. I would like you to make for me, please, a brawn roll.
Bartleby,
Yeah.
brawn.
Bartleby does wrong.
I mean, I could have just told you it failed to begin with, but yeah, it failed for me.
Yeah, so you cast this spell, and you suddenly feel somebody sort of like grab you and almost like yank you backwards out of the doorway. And you sort of like come out on the deck, and you notice that Ulrich has literally almost like flung you out of the doorway in an effort to protect you. And we're going back up to the top of the turn. There'll just be Hazra. You will still have an action left because you've only used one. You'll have another 2 yet. So what would you like to do?
I've obviously seen Ulrich drag Bartleby out of the cabin.
And you can probably see the woman as well.
Well, I've not got my spear because clearly I've been using both my hands to do things out here. So I will, while carefully balancing myself, I will draw my scimitar and move towards the door.
Okay, then.
And I want to try and get there to impose myself between myself and Bartleby.
Got you.
Yes, to protect the door.
So that's on 20. This is round turn 3 now, isn't it? Yeah. So Hazra, you're in the doorway. The assassin in front of you, Cyrus, will make a. Oh no, they've got no more action points left.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Do you have action points left, Cyrus?
It depends if you're saying the athletics check was an action.
No, the athletics check wasn't an action. That was just an environmental condition. So you can use your action to get up.
I do have another question. Could I do what's it called? I think it's called shove. Do I have to be standing up in order to perform shove?
Shove as in a spell cast.
Yeah, the folk magic spell.
Yeah. So you but your casting skill would be hard because you're in a. Whereabouts do you want to shove him?
I just want to shove him where he's not going, like he's essentially off balance. Probably similar to me.
Okay.
Essentially, it's my way of getting him to slip on my vomit.
Oh, I see what you mean. I think he gets a roll, does he not?
Yeah. Let me get it out here. He will get a. Actually,
living targets can resist either with endurance or evade. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Okay then. So I'll give you, because I didn't penalize Bartleby, so you can do your folk magic spell. So roll that first.
At a hard, right?
Oh, I've just seen the time. Yeah. So knock off a point. What are you at? 27. So he's going to. Well, I got.
Oh, okay.
Endurance.
Sorry. I saw.
Endurance or brawn is the other one, or evade. Right.
Does he? But he has no action point, right?
Resist don't take any action. Yeah. So although it's a bit like certain spells, like your rack is resisted by evade as well, but it doesn't take an action. It's just a resist spell, a bit like a saving throw. So this is his evade, which he fails. So he gets shoved. So I'll say that he's actually prone now on the floor. Okay, and it's 5:30, so that would be a good time to take a break. Because Bartleby and Ulrich had just protect Bartleby. So we'll have a quick break then, and then come back and finish off the combat then. In the combat, if anybody's out there wishes to get a free crate to try to support the players, then don't forget that you can do that using that code there. You'll need a Streamloots account, but therefore you can then use the cards to help them. And yeah, there's a lot more to happen on the high seas yet. Okay, we'll be back about 1:45, so go off, get yourself a drink, and we'll see you back here real soon. Bye bye bye.
Oh God, how loyal you are to her in a sense.
And I'm
yeah.
live now, so just watch your P's
Oh.
and Q's. It's a bit like, I think devotion would be almost like divine intervention as well.
Mm.
You know, and actually, I think you can actually do that, can't you? There's actually
I think it's the exhort, though, the exhort skill that can call my goddess to actually do things.
So your exhort is the actual casting of it. Your devotion is the power of the spell. So you call down your shield protection. Because you're incredibly devoted to your goddess, you get 11 points. But somebody who was not devoted might only get 1. You know, so the prayer is heard, but they're not that good.
Yeah, it's like, nah, you haven't worshiped me for a while. Have 1 point.
I'll give you a little drib. You know,
yeah.
and that's
Whereas we all know Bartleby is the most pious person
exactly
for Amriel in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
have it all.
What's your devotion at the moment? As a skill?
My devotion is 101.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't go 100%.
Yeah, so you're incredibly devoted to your goddess. You know, and when you ask for power or aid, she gives you as much as she can because of your devotion. I would say, and it's the same with the shaping role, as a GM, I could affect your devotion. And I could say, for example, you did an action, and Bartleby tends not to do this, but if you did an action that was completely against your goddess, then the GM could say you take a permanent reduction of 10% to your devotion because you strayed from the path, and then that's it.
That's why I don't stray. Bartleby does the good thing because he doesn't want to lose this protection.
Okay.
Otherwise, he'd be kind of lame.
Let's go straight back into combat. This is turn 3. Hazra, you've come to the door, and the assassins got no more action, so they can't move. Cyrus shoved the assassin in front of him, and
magic.
He fell with magic, and he fell prone, so he's now prone again. Bartleby, you're out of the way now. Hazra is protecting you. Do you have any action points?
Bartleby does not have any action points, if you're asking me.
Ulrich does, and what he'll do, Ulrich help to lash you to the mast, Bartleby, because there's still a heavy storm blowing. You are actually on the floor, and it would be difficult for you to stand up. Okay, then. Hazra, I think you're the only one who has an action point left for turn 4.
I'm indeed, yes, yeah.
So you
seeing what's happened.
You can attack the assassin on the floor.
Yeah. Well, seeing what's happened to Bartleby, and I can probably notice the blood coming from his arm.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that Ulrich protected him, and her coming through the door less pregnant.
Yeah. She's a lot slimmer.
With a dagger in her hand.
Good for her.
In fact, it's not even a dagger. It's like
she gave birth in the cabin.
Yeah,
it was like
baby weight's instantly gone.
It's all like
that's great.
Yeah, so you can hit her if you roll your.
So yes, I will. I will fill up the door, and I will take a swinge.
Is this your
sl-
scimitar?
yes, a swipe with my scimitar.
Okay, off you go.
Which is combat style, that one.
Ooh, oh,
Ooh,
so
just shy,
close.
just shy.
So close. Yeah, that hits. I need special hit location damage because she's got 2 action points left.
I would like to use as a special, he says, quickly flicking through because he can't remember what it's called because he's silly. Press advantage, please.
Yeah.
As I do a flurry of sweeps towards her, damage-wise. Oh, you want a location as well first, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is D20.
14.
A 14. Ah, have it in your right arm.
Yeah.
Payback.
Just like what they did to me.
Yes, yes. And you can have with that
Some damage.
a whole 2 points of damage. Fear my light taps.
Yeah. Yeah, she's still up. She doesn't need any. I just imagine Bartleby lying there surrounded in this ready Brett glow that is just completely protecting him as if, come on then, hit me. Okay then, so we're now going to combat round 2. If my... yeah, and it's round 1 of combat round 2. And Hazret, you're up.
Being that my attack hasn't done what I wanted, I'm going to put a bit more force behind it and do exactly the same thing again. So
with a bit of grim determination.
A bit more. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's very good.
She will naturally try to parry it with her little dagger. She'll take more damage, but I don't think she would literally just let you hit her. But she fails. She actually, if her skill was higher, she would have actually won, but she doesn't. So special hit. Oh, hang on. Yes, she's allowed to parry. She's not allowed to attack because of the press advantage.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So again, I will press advantage with her.
Yeah. Okay. So
because I'm literally going. I won't say berserk. I'm really just.
You're doing your.
I'm more worried. I'm more worried about Bartleby.
You're doing your Zorro impression.
Zorro,
what you're doing. Okay. Hit location and damage then.
So keep it on the back foot. Oh, get my screen off there. There we go. Oh, a 1. What's a what? Is it a leg?
Yeah,
a 1 should be something more awesome. Right leg. Okay, so seeing an opening, I swing down and do 2 points of damage.
In America, we call it Skymatar.
No, you don't.
I do not.
Why are you throwing our country in the trash?
A sky matter. Brilliant. That's Hazard done. The assassin next to you can't attack. So she forfeits a go because you're pressing advantage to her. The shove gets up for his action, and Cyrus, you're up on 16.
I would also like to get up.
Okay, so and that's so funny. You went like a and then everybody gets it. Just to let you know, you only need to make a athletics or acrobatics if you're moving. So when you're fighting, it's assuming that you're both swaying backwards and forwards at the same speed, etc. So Cyrus is up. Bartleby, you're up on 15.
I think that Bartleby, surrounded by the glow of Amriel and the protection, is going to heal his arm so he can save Cyrus.
Okay.
So folk magic and Amriel.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Is it just?
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
That won't really do anything, will it?
No, it won't. Because
Shoot.
You have a serious wound, so you're going to have to use. Don't you have to use your biggie miracle?
Would I be able to take that back and roll an exhort instead? Okay, I forgot that it was that bad. I meant to do this bad boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, sexy.
Wait. Okay, yeah, that one does take. I thought it said doesn't do anything for serious wounds for a
more
second.
severe.
All right, here's my exhort roll.
Ooh, it's better somehow. What?
Nice. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
one.
Emriel likes me.
So how many points
That
do you
means
get
my rolls
back?
are gonna suck.
Oh, it goes right the way up to 4 hit.
I go from -1 to my maximum arm HP
Yeah.
of 3.
And cross off your devotion pool. And
Yeah.
that's Ulrich is outside. He's just protecting Bartleby as he heals. Hasri, you're back up on 20. Round 2, turn 2, 20, go.
Yeah, the scene, he's not doing much damage, but he seems to be keeping this assassin on the back foot.
Yeah.
So he will do exactly the same again if that's okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's
go
going to be
for it.
okay, so we're going to do it. So you'd like one of
Glimpses.
those. Ooh.
Yeah, that hits. She's got an action point left. She can't hit you back, so she will try to parry the blow, but she fails. So I need special hit location.
Oh, sorry. It's going to be the same again. I'm going to put her on the back foot again. 7 is your abdomen.
Yeah.
And damage will be
2.
Oh, please, gods of strength, give me a good one.
Oh!
4.
4. Now that would have been a really good hit in any of the other places of her body. Sad to say, however, she's still up. And she's down to 0 action points now. And assassin, she can't attack. Right, this assassin will attack you with your glaive out. Yeah, he will hit. So you can.
I will try to. Should I parry? What's his name? 43.
What's happened
I'll
to your
parry.
mic?
Oh, there we go. Hear me? It got lost in the fuzz.
In the fuzz. So you can parry if you wish. So that's just your battle dance combat roll. It's not opposed. It's levels of difficulty.
All right. Well, I'm gonna parry.
Parry away. Your weapon is medium. Mine is small. So you absorb all the damage as it comes into you by your weapon.
Yes, right.
And
bam, motherfucker.
And Cyrus, it's your turn.
As I parry, gonna flip it around and then going for the attack.
Yeah, nice.
So battle dancer again.
Go for it.
Bop.
That's a hit. He has no hit points left, action points left. So I need special hit location then damage.
Press advantage. Actually, I need to change. Hold on, I need to change this back because it went up before. Let me change this back to 1d8. There you go. All right.
Press advantage.
Special.
So D20
yes.
next.
Yeah.
Rolling
the D20.
11. Ooh. Right in the chest.
Yeah, get that.
Do some damage for me.
I'm gonna slash that booby of his. Oh, sorry.
82 points of damage.
Nice. No! How is that possible? Actually, I really don't know how that's possible.
You rolled a 1d8.
You got 2.
Plus 2.
Oh, but I have a minus 1d2. That's why.
Yeah. You got a minus 2, 1d2 damage modifier, haven't you?
modifier.
'Cause
I forgot about the
because
that
you're
because of my
weak.
size.
Just
It's
like
not 'cause
Bartleby.
I'm weak. It's just I'm small,
Yeah,
guys.
did you hear Bartleby having a little snigger there?
Yeah, you're just like me, Cyrus. We're both fighters.
um, and Bartleby, would assume. Is there anything you would like to do on 15?
Bartleby is probably just getting standing and trying to cling to the pole within the storm that's still raging.
Yeah,
so
it's still raging, and you're sort of like being buffeted. You're wet through now, and Ulrich will be there to protect you. So we're going to combat round 2, turn 3. It's basically anybody who's still got action points left. Hazra.
Yeah, I don't think I got any.
Oh,
action
yes,
points left.
indeedy. Okay, so
Shall we cut to the chase, and I'll just take 2 points of damage on a random location?
No,
I
'cause
like that system.
I'm going to do something more flourishing.
Okay, then. Flourish.
Frustrated, Hazra swipes again and fails. But he does get to put a tick in his box, which is very happy.
You don't, because the 99's not a fumble. You only fumble on 100.
Re-roll it.
Yeah, no. Can reverse the roll. No.
You could use a point of luck and re-roll it.
No. Hazard's getting overconfident, to be fair. He's flicking, and he's hit the door.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, no.
Yeah.
So it's similar to just hit the door and twanged off a missing.
Yeah, okay then. And Cyrus, do you have any action points left?
I do not. No.
Okay. So therefore, we people with 2 combat rounds need to make endurance rolls. So Bartleby, you will, won't you? So, you're fine. Cyrus, are you 2 or 3?
Combat rounds.
Cyrus is a fighter like me, so.
Yeah,
Yours is
trying to remember if it was 2 or 3.
I think you're 3, aren't you? 3 action points.
Yeah, if I have 3 action points, that's 3 rounds, right?
3 rounds, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
no,
then
it goes on your constitution.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Yeah. So your what it is that. Hang on. You take your constitution. It's strenuous combat. Constitution in seconds rounded up.
My constitution is 9, so
9. So so that's 9 seconds rounded up to the next combat round, which is 10 seconds because each round is 5 seconds. So yeah, you're 2.
Okay.
You're the same as Bartleby.
Yeah, my constitution's an 8. We're basically brothers.
I think that's why I have been working on my endurance, so that way I can last a little longer. But it's about what you do during it, not how long you last.
Yeah. please just fumble this one.
Yes.
So you got a level of fatigue, and that brings us Hazra to you.
Seeing the errors of my ways, I'm going to take stock in things, and I'm just going to go again at this horrible lady who pretended, and we paid for a passage.
I know. I was. Oh, that's a hit. That's a hit. She will. You're going to have to do something soon, otherwise this is going to last all night.
And it's very true that
she'll try to parry, but fails. So you've got.
I'm going to do a bleed as a special.
Ooh.
I know, we've not used that for ages.
Is that why they're not taking damage? You're not even making them bleed?
Oh no. Damage location is 13, which will be her right arm again.
Right arm again.
Again.
If you do 2, you'll knock her to less than 0.
Oh, don't say that. It's spoiling the mental now. Have it.
Right arm. So therefore, this is at minus that, which is actually her. that is actually a major wound on her, because her normal amount is 4 on that location, and she is to minus 4. So negative hit points equal or greater than her starting hit points. So yeah, she's you slash her in that arm again. Okay, you have a choice, Hazra. You, because it's a limb, you can do anything that you want from it. So you can sever it, you could transfix it, you can shatter it, you can cut it through to the bone. Basically, your sword blow.
Well, in which case, I want to stare her in the eye as I do this. I want to say, "You tell Sniffer,
Ooh!
you hurt any part of my friends, and you will lose that part, and I will sever it off."
Ouch. And what, you just damaging it quite badly?
No, I'm chopping it off.
Chopping it off. Okay then.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to cover up this puke-covered floor with blood.
yeah. So your original roll was 13.
We sleep there though. We're going to have to keep sleeping there.
Yeah. She fails her roll, and as you harshly whisper,
Oh, hang on, she can't tell Sniffer that, can she?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, why? I thought that was a dramatic like appeal.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
You tell Sniffer,
He's
I'll
not
chop
gonna
your head
receive
off.
any of these
Oh,
notes.
damn.
she fails her roll, so she falls. She is now unconscious. If not healed, she will actually die of shock.
Oh no, Bartleby, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm being lashed to a pole out here. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping my friends aren't dying.
Ulrich's
I'm
having a
hoping her-
weird bondage moment with Bartleby.
We do that sometimes.
I'm hoping her elven friend Legolas will come and save Armless. But hey!
Da, 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 da. Okay then. That's Hazra finished. Assassin, my one assassin can't do anything, but my one in front of you, Cyrus, can.
He better press advantage.
Did you
My
press?
special one that press advantage him. Yeah.
Did you press advantage? I'm just looking at you. You.
I hit.
Oh,
hit him with.
It was
yeah.
82. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he can't.
No, 80. That was my accidental one.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the 69 was what I got.
Yeah. So he can't attack on his 19. Cyrus, you're on 60.
I'm gonna try for the attack again, even though it's on a hard roll.
Attack again.
Yeah. Come on. Let's dance this. Let's bring it on, guys.
Well, you are
Dance.
battle dancing.
I'm
Make it a
battle
dance
dancing.
movie.
It's like you notice that as he hits the floor, little squares light up as well.
That's my.
Are you
Blue,
rolling?
to the blue.
Yeah.
Okay, he can defend against it, which he does. So,
Damn it.
Yeah. So I'm going to take half of your damage. So I need a hit location and damage.
But no special.
No, because we both there's not a differential in the roll. We both got standard successes. 10. That's his chest again.
I like that.
I'm going to take half damage from this as it comes in.
Baby. That's better.
3 points. Oh, unlucky. 4 would have been brilliant. So he parries some of that blow. Bartleby and Ulrich, you're out unless there's something you wish to do.
Can I just say, the assassin's "we will kill you" thing is brilliant.
Yeah, the combat style.
Yes.
Hazra, you're up next. you can move in and support Cyrus if you wish.
I will do exactly that. I will step over this flailing body on the floor
Okay.
and move into there and ready to engage.
Brilliant. So the first thing that you need to roll is your athletics.
Mm.
Because please.
As I slip on the.
Oh no! Sure-footed Hazra moves, and you can attack it once you get there.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. So, seeing him distracted by Cyrus's amazing flailing glaive, I will thrust into his side.
Yeah.
Thrusting.
So you come in from the side. You slide in there across the puke, and so you'll have a special. I'll say that he suddenly is too concentrating on Cyrus at this moment to block your attack, but he will be able to block the next one. Evade.
Can I impale?
Will he?
With a scimitar? I suppose thrusting in.
You can bleed.
Yeah.
Oh, it is just slashing, isn't it? Yes, it's a slashing weapon.
So you need a special
hit
location damage.
I'm not a two-handed weapon. I'll be bleeding. I'm going to bleed, and location will be
3.
Come on.
That's one of his legs.
Oh, did it pop? Right. Yeah.
That hasn't been
damage.
Yet.
Oh. Cut it off. Cut off his leg.
You need to do 8 or above to chop it.
No, back to the 2s again.
What is the damage on this thing?
Its default is 2, apparently.
What is going on? What?
I need to get like a plus 17 scimitar.
Cyrus, you can attack.
And I will attack. I'm going to hurt him a lot for blocking my blow. Bastard.
Language.
I'm sorry. No,
tension. Okay. So he'll use his. So he actually blocks it. So it'll be hit location and half a damage to hit location first.
Oh no, it's not.
It's a fail.
It's a fail because it's a hard.
Oh yes, because you're injured.
Yeah.
Why? Have you changed your fatigue level on your character sheet?
Oh, I don't know. I can do that. Okay, I guess I haven't.
Yeah.
Low health and armor.
Yeah, it's near the armor section.
Is it winded?
It's just one level up. So, because then if you do that, it will automatically say on all your things.
I just did it for you.
Okay, then hang on a minute. Just 1 second. Okay, so I've actually got a special, yeah? Are we all in agreement with that?
Why would you have a special? Did you attack?
Well, I defended and succeeded.
Oh, yeah. You would have a defensive special, you would.
Yeah, so I will have a defensive special.
Use decapitation.
And I think that disarm opponent.
Taking my glaive from me is a good way to literally be burned to death.
On a boat. On a boat.
I will boat down out of anger to make sure this guy suffers till he dies.
We need a water mage as well.
I've just seen another one that I might want to. That sounds so cool. Oh no, I have to be unarmed to take weapon. So I'm going to. The opponent must make an opposed roll of his combat skill. So you're rolling your combat skill against my 25s. So if you win, if you get more than 25 on your combat roll, then you don't lose your weapon.
All right, so
So you
I
just
do-
roll your battle dancer again.
okay.
And as long as you succeed, you're at hard, remember.
Mhm.
That you should automatically do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he sort of like sees you coming in for the attack, and he flicks his dagger round so the hilt is in his hand, and he whacks it onto your glaive hand. But luckily, you keep hold of your weapon, and it doesn't disarm you. But it would have been cool if I had. Okay then. That's Cyrus, you're up.
All right.
Wait.
Was
Oh, hang on, was that
was
your?
this? Yeah, that might have been my last roll.
Yeah, that's your attack roll done for this
Yeah.
round. So we're into combat turn 3 for anybody who still has action points.
I
So
don't think I would have action point left at this point.
Hazra, you'll definitely have one.
Wait, I've got 3 ticks on here, so have I overticked or my turns? So I attacked. I've not parried, have I?
No.
No, that's fine. Right, okay. So in which case, again, I will watch this sword play, or dagger play, and something between a glaive and a dagger. Again, he's distracted. I'll thrust and slice
Come on,
my
Hazra.
scimitar.
I suggest
across.
maybe hitting him with the sharp end of the
Oh, yar! I'm a scurvy thingy. And
Not
so
hitting him
with
with the
that,
hilt.
Is that your survival? Yeah, that's your attack. So
that's my
he can't. He's got no actions left. So I need special hit location damage.
Yeah, special. I'm going to do something different here because I'm a little bit frustrated about how rubbish I've been, and I'm going to do Scarfo.
You're going to put a Z on here.
No, it's not a Z. I'm going to do a H.
A H.
But a lowercase H. So it hurts
Okay
more.
then.
No. But I'm going to scar him, and the location will be his buttocks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
5.
That's
Oh,
giving him
Left leg.
a tattoo on his leg.
Yeah, higher left leg,
Yeah.
sorry. And damage wise, come on, baby.
Come on.
I've got my tongue stuck out the side of my mouth as I'm
Yeah.
concentrating. Oh no, wrong
Oh!
one. Sorry, ignore that. No, ignore that.
Oh, that's with blade shot.
Oh, that's just as good.
That is just as good. I need to make an endurance check.
You died with a H on your leg.
Yeah, so this guy's leg collapses as you. Is it H that you want, or just a deep scar?
Just a deep scar. I can't write.
Yeah, and you just sort of like swing back. Yeah. No, I'll just do a slash.
Yeah. I'll put like a tree sign, like a trail sign.
Okay, so this
Jump
guy
here.
is unconscious now.
I would like to. It might be because there's a patriot in me, but maybe I was wondering, can I waterboard him in my vomit or?
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I really hate this
I
guy.
don't
I
know.
want him
I
dead.
don't know
I want
what
him to suffer.
waterboarding is.
No, you don't want to.
You don't want to know.
No.
Torture for the sake of torture.
Is it safe to Google?
No.
Yeah, I guess unless you're was pro George Bush in the.
I'll look at it off.
Run, tell him obey.
I'll look at it off stream. Yeah. So the storm is subsiding and coming to an end. And what do you want to do with the assassin that you have, Cyrus and Hazra?
Sorry. Well, first thing first, the assassin's down. I can see he's unconscious. I want to make sure that Cyrus is okay and check his arm. It was your arm. It was your left arm, wasn't it, that one?
Yeah.
So I'd like to do just a first aid check to make sure he's not bleeding out.
Bartleby, you've got competition here.
Hey! So yes, just looking at him and going, "Yeah, your arm's fine, mate."
I'd like a second opinion, sir.
So, yeah, so you grab some bandages and you think it's all right.
It's all right.
You just go slap.
He just
it's,
kind of
Yeah.
It's fine.
he spits on it.
Yeah. He licks it. He licks
The
the
vomit
wound.
encrusted bandages are fine.
It doesn't taste infected.
He sort of like does what a dog does and just sort of like starts
Yeah.
licking it.
I'm thank
No,
you,
that's
thank you.
fine.
Fine.
Okay, so the question is, I'm going to say that this woman, by the time everything gets to her, she's going to have bled
She's
out.
bled out. Yeah.
She's going to be
fish bait.
dead, but yours is still, he's just unconscious. He's not bleeding out or anything.
Could once I've healed Cyrus, which I've just done, I would like to tie up the assassin.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And hopefully Bartley may make him better. I don't know, but I want to tie him up. So would you like a survival roll?
No, it's a brawn roll to see
A
how
brawn, isn't it?
how well you've tied him. And you can only do it once. You can't sort of like get a really bad roll and say, "Can I have
do it
another go?"
again.
Yeah,
My finger slipped.
So 55. So I make a note of that.
Tie him to like the post as well, like this.
Oh yes,
Post
the
right
back mass.
The mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can tie him there. You know,
Tie him
and
to
you're
that against that.
sleeping in this room, so you know if he manages to recover and slip his
Yeah, they can kill us in our
robes,
sleep.
yeah, he does have the special the combat trait of kill silently.
Yes, silent killer.
Which actually you don't. It's not a special. It's actually a trait.
He does this when he does it.
Yeah, so a bit like Ulrich has taunt. So what is it? I'm sure it's assassination. Allows the user access to the normally restricted kill silently special effect.
Whoa.
So, and basically that means that it cuts your throat. Okay, so
That's what we need for Cyrus, isn't it? Kill silently.
Yeah.
Or
just be silent at times would be fine. Okay, so the storm comes to an end, and there's lots of praise, Hasra, for you, a bit for Ulrich, but you sort of like managed to save two crew members.
It was nothing, my friend. It's what any of you would have done in my position.
The captain says, "Master Hasra, I insist you sleep with me in my cabin tonight. It is a lot better." I've just seen.
I am a ladies' man.
I've just seen Mr. Pickle's face.
It's that black kind of thing. Isn't it? You have a woman's leg.
I insist that you sleep in my cabin with me tonight. I have a very comfortable feather stuffed mattress.
Captain, my friend.
Hasra is stuttering.
I appreciate the offer, but I need to see to my friends, and we have caught somebody who is trying to kill them on the ship.
Yeah, and they sort of like come down and they look at the woman who's had her arm severed, her arms over in some way.
No, she was just passing by.
And she's the captain says, "Has she had a baby?"
She had no baby. It was a ruse.
Well, she was just mighty fat.
No. It was pretend. It was she
was pretending she was fat.
She was pretending she had a baby, which is even worse.
Oh.
It's terrible. She did this to get onto your ship so she could try to kill.
I didn't want her on the ship.
People on here.
I didn't want her even on the ship. I think somebody.
We should have listened to you.
I just want to mention one thing, guys.
But
they did mention, they did say before they went on the ship that admission did cost an arm and a leg.
Hey.
Bum bum ching. Well, I didn't invite
We're
them
here all
on.
night.
I think your priest there brought them on board, but he's feeling pretty stupid now.
But
I know.
to be fair,
Finally, we should maybe talk about. Maybe don't trust every stranger that asks for help.
Bartleby is a good friend, and he has a heart of gold. His priestess has done many amazing things. Who would know that such a terrible couple like this would lie and deceive an honourable man like him?
Well, I'm sure I have no idea what's happening.
I don't think
I'm
it's
pleased to
strange.
have you, Hazra and Master Ulrich, on the deck to protect us. You both did a wonderful job.
If you ever need us again, Captain, please do not hesitate to call us.
Well, it depends who rolls what next, but yes, I will be ready. And he sort of like comes a little bit closer to you, Hazra, and he gets his toothless grin really close to you, and he breathes out it's sort of like halitosis, teeth rotting smell.
You got loads round the back.
And he sort of like gets he says, "Don't tell anyone, but your passage will be free today, Hazra. The same with Ulrich."
Still paying for this? Oh.
I thank you, sir. You are most kind.
There is no
And
need
we
for thanks.
Bless you. We will do our best to help throughout the voyage.
Your help is well received. I'm very gracious for it.
I'll give him one of those warrior sort of like grab his arm, shakes, and he grabs my arm.
So
and
like link arms.
we kiss and go to his bedroom and
Okay.
good ship.
Just to let you know, by the next quarter, your magic points will be recovered. Spellcasters. Is anybody injured?
I am. I would like
Cyrus
approach
is
another healer
a
to
proper
maybe
healer.
help me out. Well, just maybe someone who's a little bit more experienced.
Huh. But I thought you were a man of so many powers, Cyrus.
And I need my arm to help me cast those powers to
Oh,
protect you.
look! I figured it out. I mean, you are a fire sorcerer, right? And you know what you have right there, as you can clearly tell, is just a little scratch. If you're tough, you could just burn it shut. Yeah.
Part of being.
Haven't you read that in your books at your school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it comes up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Readings. But as you can tell, I need to make sure my body's perfect because I am a very well-known person, and well-known celebrities need to look beautiful. So I need a scar taken care of. Please.
That's right. Well, I'd never heard of you before you came to our table, but yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll heal Cyrus. I mean, it's
magic spell I do.
Yeah, the folk magic one. I'm gonna just roll because you guys have seen heal before.
Yeah, nice. And then Cyrus is healed by Bartleby. And
Look him in the arm, and it'll just disappear.
Okay, so the next quarter.
Well, in this quarter, I also feel like we should be doing something, and that thing is torturing this man until he gets
that'll come into the next quarter.
Okay, perfect.
So,
as long as we're gonna be, as long as there's gonna be a lot of very questionable.
Yeah, so that is something
standards,
that you can do in the next quarter if you wish. So Cyrus rolled the 1d6 last time. So Bartleby or Hazard?
Bartleby.
I think we should go with Bartleby for this mid area, and have Hazard bring us home. That's where we need your luck. Here is my 1d6.
Whatever you
5.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's the best roll I've ever seen in the last 2 minutes.
This is
A ship full of the priests and priestesses of Amriel come to give us gifts.
okay.
Is it a faster ship?
We have too much gold. You guys have to take some from us so that we can keep sailing.
And look at this arm that weighs nothing, but Avery can wear. with plus 11 hit points
Okay, so the plus 11. So the next
per
quarter,
location.
you will, yeah, on all locations. Yeah.
Locations.
So the next quarter, the ship didn't sustain any horrific damage in the storm. So they're busy correcting and repairing anything that was there. But it will be spent at sea. But at the end of the second quarter, they will make for land just to refresh their water supply and things like that. So you have something, you've got a quarter to do whatever you wish. So let's go round. Bartleby first. What are you wishing to do?
I don't think Bartleby wants to be around this murderer because that was a pretty shocking betrayal. What he would like to look for is opportunities to use his folk magic spell repair, call on his goddess to fix things. Like if there's a rope that's just broken in a very inconvenient area that like other people are like, well, we're gonna have to replace that. He'll try to
mend it,
magically fend it.
Yeah. So roll your folk magic.
Folk magic is right here. Pow.
Yeah, and the captain, you go around repairing things, and the sailors are sort of, wow, how did you do that? You sort of like say,
anything is possible through Amriel. Why don't you jot that down?
Yeah, and they sort of like walk away as if you were trying to give them a sermon or something. But the captain does come up to you and say, hey, Priest Bartleby, I hear you've been repairing some of my ship.
Just doing what I can to help out.
It is absolutely fantastic having a priest on board.
I imagine it's always good luck to have a priest on board, though maybe a priest of the god of the sea would be a little bit more helpful sometimes.
Is there a priest of the sea?
Well, surely there must be a god of the sea.
Well,
and
you have helped us no end. I can see you being a fine addition to this crew. What's your cooking like?
I'm not great at chopping anything. I'm good at stirring. I show him my mangled hand, so
what happened to them?
Well, I used to be a musician of sorts, and then some bandits or ruffians.
Somebody did this to you? You tell
They
me.
didn't like some of my more biting songs.
You tell
I
me
had some very mean lyrics.
He sort of like pulls out his cutlass slightly. He says, I'll have both their hands if you show me who they are.
Well,
he looks at Cyrus.
It wasn't Cyrus. I don't think it was Cyrus.
He is a bit strange, that one.
He's much more friendly when he's drunk.
Oh. Shame we have no alcohol. This is an alcohol-free ship.
Oh, it's a dry cruise.
Oh,
and the captain says, Priest Bartleby, I would like you to join me in my cabin for some luncheon later on. Would that be suitable?
Absolutely. I'm honored.
We can be alone and chat to each other.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, that works too.
Hazra.
This captain is lonely.
Hazra and Cyrus, if you want to tell me together what you're going to do, then.
I'm definitely going to, destroy this man's will until he gives me what I want. Not Azra, the man that we tied up.
Okay.
You're talking about the captain for a second.
Yeah.
No, I think he's hoping you do that.
Yeah. He's
alone in the bedroom.
Right in there. Yeah. I'm going to I'm going to ask Cyrus to lead this because he's more in tuned. I know I've interrogated people before, and they've just laughed in my face because my I didn't seem very influential.
Yeah.
So although I'm getting better at that, I do think that I'm still not smart. But I want to be watching what he's doing while Cyrus is doing his thing.
Yeah. Okay then.
I don't want to be listening. So I'm not sure if that's an insight or a perception.
It depends. How are you listening to what he's saying, or
It is more visual and seeing how he reacts to certain things.
so are you in the room as Cyrus? So insight.
Yeah, I will be in the room. Yes. Yeah.
So insight would allow you to tell whether or not the assassin is telling lies or not.
Right. Bloody hell. Yeah. Well, we'll go for that. But I also want to watch him to make sure he's not doing his bonds.
Yeah. Okay.
In the
Then.
same
Doing
breath.
what?
Yes.
Not doing what?
Undoing his bonds is my little.
Oh yeah.
My little knotty things. Yeah, I did.
Ropes.
I put some elastic bands around him.
So you are going to. Is this? Are you literally going to interrogate then? Is that the plan?
That is the plan.
And-
Do you want me?
So
Just so you're aware, Cyrus, I don't really care how far you go because Sniffer came to my house and he made me move. He sent people to kill Bartleby. He sent people to kill us on here too. So we need information, and then I don't wish to feed this bottom-feeding scum sucking pig hog.
Okay then. So we're going to use.
But Bartleby's not here, so that's okay.
No, he's in with the captain.
Yeah, Bartleby better stay away from
So
this.
we're going to use an extended conflict test for this. So your skill will be influence that you're going to roll, and the combat. My role will be willpower, because that opposes it nicely, and our dice pool will be the average of our charisma and willpower. Sorry, charisma and power.
Can I augment with my influence at all?
So if you're augmenting, then it will be connected to. We'll take the average of yours as well because you're actually involved in it. So it's power and charisma. That's what the two. So power is the attribute, I think, for willpower, and charisma is for influence. So Cyrus, you need to do the average of your power and charisma, and Hazra, you need to do the average of your power and charisma as well.
Okay, well, mine's 7.
My average, the average, so together divide by 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Power and charisma is 14 plus which is 23 divide by 2.
You round up, don't you? So it'll be 12, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 23 divided by 2, that will be
12.
12.
Yeah.
All right, that's not bad.
Okay then. So
Not better than
yours
mine.
is 12. Hazra's is 7.
Yeah.
So that would be 19. So averaging that would be 9.5. So your combat.
Oh, I should have kept right, shouldn't I?
Your conflict pool will be 10. Between you both. Okay.
Sorry, Cyrus. I thought I was doing the right thing here.
And so what's your augment?
Right, my augment will be 9. So I've got a 45 influence.
Worst case scenario, I just tell you to leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So do you have your conflict pool is 10? Is it not? So you need to roll this is sort of like the first round. So what we'll do, for every round that you win, you can ask a question.
Okay.
Okay. Until once we've got down to 0 points in either yours or mine, then that's it. There's no more questions forthcoming. Okay, so this is round 1. So
Is there anything that I can do outside of my general influence to assist this, such as, maybe cutting a finger off or something, or?
well, if you want to cause him physical harm,
Yeah.
okay, then and if you're happy to do that, and Hazra is happy for that to be,
Hazra wouldn't mind slitting his throat, but he won't torture somebody.
I'll torture.
It's one of those things. But no, he wouldn't let you. He's grown
won't
a
let you?
lot since
Oh.
he's met Bartleby. And although evil people will suffer the wrath, he will not.
What about
torture.
intimidation?
He'll
Of
slit his throat at the
potentially-
end. I'll slit his throat at the end, but I will not
but not
cut pieces
during
off him.
it. Yeah. Okay
Yeah.
then. So don't forget to use Hazra's augmented
It's got +9 onto your influence.
influence. Okay then. So
And hopefully your influence is better than mine.
So this is the first round of your conflict. So yeah, roll your influence.
All right.
So you fail that, and I fail mine. So the first sort of like round, these are probably like 10 minutes. So in the first 10 minutes, there's a lot of what could we do? Do you have your hammer with you? I wonder whether or not he likes both of his ears or things like that. There's a lot of
Yeah, I'm probably going to be grabbing one of his own daggers, and then
and there's a lot
I
of
was thinking of doing
a
something.
lot of threatening, and but no
Right,
actual questions. So this is round 2 now. So influence roll.
Come on, baby. I'm going to. Well, no, I don't have to. We're both second. Right.
If you can win if you wish. If you reverse it,
Do
then
it.
you will win.
Yeah, should I just? Yeah, I might as
Yeah.
well.
Do
Okay,
it.
then.
Yeah.
So yeah, what?
Want to reverse yours?
No,
Yeah.
no, it wouldn't.
Usually
help
like
me.
reverse yours.
So
Yeah, no.
this is roll 1d6.
Oh, come on, baby. Can we do it? Everyone listening and paying attention, cross your fingers.
4.
That's not
Okay,
bad.
so my pool's
not bad.
down to 3. Yeah, so that's your first question. What would you like to say?
First question.
Whatever happens, this answer will be truthful. I have to answer you truthfully.
Okay. Why is Sniffer and Melanie working together?
Good question.
So basically, what he says, in its simple terms, is that it's a contract. They're not actually working together. It was seen as a favor to get them through the sewers and onto a boat.
Okay.
Okay.
So she used Sniffer as an escape plan. All right.
Next round. I fail.
All right.
Oh, that's Cyrus. Mm.
Okay, that's nobody does anything. Okay, then so a lot more walking around looking menacing. Next round, I fail again.
Am I going to succeed? Why am my
Come
rolls are so
on.
miserable today?
You had 9 in 10, haven't you?
Jesus Christ, what is going on?
So
Dude,
I can't get it below like 50. It's crazy.
we're talking and flitting backwards and forwards, and nobody's
you've been
gaining the
going
upper
at
hand.
it now for like near on an hour, backwards and forwards. So next round, let's take us up to the hour. Oh, I succeed. Haha.
I will put my hands on Cyrus and say, do it.
Oh, so
Ooh.
do you. So you need to roll a 1d6, and I'll roll a 1d6. So your conflict pool reduces by 3.
Mm-hmm. Shit. All right. That's okay. It's okay.
What do
Don't
you
worry. Cyrus, ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Don't let him get to you.
This
Just
is down
calm.
to 2. Okay, then. This is going to be the last roll, because after this point, unless you want to go against the captain, because this has been going on for an hour, and Bartleby and the captain are finishing.
Finishing up.
All
Yes.
They're just wiping up any mess that they made on the table.
Well, am I supposed to ask a question or no?
No, you got the roll of thingy.
Well,
haven't you?
yeah.
All right.
When we're talking like handsome, when talking to you. Oh,
Yes!
get in there, boys. Go on.
Okay.
Same roll though. I'm gonna make sure it's
Roll
somehow possible.
roll a 1d6 and ask your question.
Come on, baby.
That's a nice question.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this
Ask him for the lottery numbers for tonight.
Yeah, this will
He's
be
got to answer truthfully.
an end of discussion.
Right.
So what is going to be your last question?
What is Melanie's plan with the book?
Okay. Now remember, he has to answer truthfully.
Yeah.
Okay. And he
Luckily, I answered.
just grins at you, and he just says, "To destroy you."
Yes, and I'm gonna look at Cyrus as I hear this. Don't I? It did. It's all about you. You and this bloody bluebird. Why did you taunt her so much? You know what, Cyrus?
Some
You're my
people
friend, Cyrus.
Can't
but
take criticism. Okay, it's not my
No.
fault. Some people are just have a
to
stronger
be fair,
backbone.
you have pushed her to be greater than what she would ever have been ever.
If anything, she should
Yes.
thank me. Really, I motivated her.
No,
But it's fine.
no. She will thank you when she destroys you.
I don't
But
need.
we will
praise all
not
the
let that happen.
You hear the assassin. He hears you talking back and forth, and he just starts to chuckle, and then he lets out guffaws of laughter at you.
Yeah. At which point my scimitar is drawn and it's going straight through his neck.
Yeah.
Straight through, pinning him to the.
No. I would just. I'd slash. Sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I would just.
So you.
spin
Oh
and
no,
slash
I would go right
on my
towards
heel.
to the wood behind.
I have no compunction. What's the word? I do have compassion, but I don't have any
gossip,
compunction, whatever, with killing sniffers, men who have tried to kill us.
Okay,
it's not conflicting.
They have no conscience or anything. They if we let him go, he would come back tomorrow or later on today and try and kill us.
Yeah. So you.
And without Bartleby being here, I would put him out. I'd never torture him. I'd just kill him.
So yeah, you can kill him, and as you slit his throat, he sort of like continues to almost like laugh in defiance at you. So much so that it starts
I'll step
to
into one side.
bubble as the blood comes out, and then almost with a smile on his face and his eyes wide, he slowly slips from the earth, this earthly realm, as Bartleby walks through the door.
Oh my God, Bartleby, he dropped his knife. No.
Yeah, Bartleby, you can heal if you wish.
So how was the captain?
You should have put a sign on the door.
Do not
busy.
disturb.
Bartleby, don't. Yeah.
If the boat's rocking, don't come knocking. Is that what you're suggesting?
The boat's always rocking.
Oh, very convenient.
So it's the idea. Obviously, the woman's gone overboard. They're not planning on keeping them.
No, we keep their arm.
Yeah, you can keep them. That's gone in the pot for tea. That's what you'll be.
It's
drinking.
bait for those big.
I'm
big
gonna give it a
fish.
sniffer as a present.
So
Rotting
you,
arm.
Yeah, can we search gently and very tentatively the body before it goes?
yeah, he has. Both of them have a series of concealed knives and daggers, both throwing and handheld, of various. They are hidden in places, so they're not at their hips. It's in the small of the back, in a boot. You know, up. You notice that he has forearm holsters with the blades in as well. So they look very well.
Actually, I might grab that. Daggers is one of my things. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some of those. And
Well,
with the
we'll take
forearm
them anyway.
concealer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was thinking about giving some to the captain for his crew. But yes,
We'll be using cutlasses. We don't use poncy daggers.
no, I was perhaps thinking for
We
whittling
leave
wood.
those for the women. As Cyrus is there putting about 8 daggers across his body.
For whom? For what? Huh?
Women and children.
Yeah. Women, children, and small people.
Forearms. Cool. I got cool dagger stuff.
Okay. Each forearm holster carries 1. So you know it's 1d4 plus 1, and they are concealed. And people need a successful perception roll to actually notice them. If it's a frisk search, then they would find them no matter what.
Yeah, a bit like Mint holdout blaster.
Say again, sorry.
A bit like Mint blaster,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's popped out.
Okay. So we're coming to the end of the session tonight, but I just want to leave you with what actually happens in this quarter, because you're sort of like discarding the bodies over the side of the boat, and Bartleby is coming out from being well fed at the captain's table, when suddenly there's a shout from the lookout from the crow's nest, and somebody shouts, "Wreckage ahoy! Wreckage ahoy!" And you all get up on deck, and as you look out in front of you, you can see that the surface of the sea is littered with wood, and as you get closer, the captain orders the sails to be lowered, and the boat slowly, with no propulsion, slowly starts to come to a halt. And you look at the wood, and as a piece of driftwood floats back, it looks like it's been snapped and damaged. And no, Bartleby, you cannot mend a whole ship just by putting each bit together with your repair spell. And you look down and you notice that it's the name of the ship, and it's called the Lucky Lady. It says the Lucky Lady, and the captain
Clearly not.
goes, "Oh, she be a strong ship. Looks like the storm must have taken her." And as you return your gaze, you notice that in the middle of the wreckage, hanging on to a simple mast post that is floating, draped over it, appears to be one human. And from her long auburn hair, you definitely conclude that it's a woman. Did you think I was going to say something?
Yes.
Yeah, I did conclude. Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty cool that I honestly thought Bartleby was gonna be the only wrecked booty we're gonna see today. So
The what? Sorry, the only what? The only
wrecked booty. Right. You got a lot of-
Oh, we've lost
I had to
him.
do it.
We've lost
Yeah,
him. We've lost.
Oh,
That's nearly
Sorry,
as bad as when I said in an adventure, Grandma's hole.
oh, yeah. You still love grandmas.
I said, meanwhile, back at Grandma's hole.
Grandma's
And
hole.
Hazard goes, hole, and burst out laughing. And Mr. Pickle goes, oh, Grandma. That's actually on my channel trailer.
Oh, good.
If you ever want to watch
Grandma's
it, just watch
hole.
my channel trailer.
The
Okay.
best ever.
At that point, we'll leave the gallant adventurers on their ship as they get closer and closer to the wreckage of the Lucky Lady's boat. And we'll see what happens next time. So there's no session next Saturday and on the week after. So we'll be back in the new year. So yeah, by the way, Darth says, I have been missing Mr. Pickle's gun show. Can we see it, please? One last time.
Yeah.
There you go. You got a real one
Puff
there.
that chest.
A real. Brilliant. He's laughing. Brilliant. So we will see you after Christmas. Please remember that I'm actually stream every day in December. #streamus. So I'm streaming every day in December. So tomorrow morning we'll have some Final Fantasy. Tomorrow afternoon we'll have some more Elder Scrolls Online. So do keep an eye out for me and come and support me. That would be absolutely brilliant. Until then, have yourself a really good Christmas. I hope you've all been good, so you're on the good list, and Santa leaves you lots of packages and presents underneath the tree. Until then, look after yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay positive. And it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from them.
Bye.
Bad guy.
I give up. I really give up. This video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mythras. Mythras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved.